Morning everyone, Buddy here from the Didman Homestead, and today I want to talk about the things that we have been doing to try and help out if we lose power again for a hurricane or a freeze or whatever it may be. During the hurricane that we had that put the tree on our roof, we were without power for a week. I've also been in a hurricane here where we've been without power for 2 weeks. We were without power for, I want to say 3 or 4 days, maybe 3 days for the freeze. But yeah, so typically it's generators. We break out generators and we run whatever we can with generators. But there was one thing that was different this time for this hurricane. It's that my mom and I both had battery banks. And they're smaller battery banks, but they do run some things, like some equipments for a certain amount of time. And they actually came in super handy, way more handy than I expected the battery banks themselves to come in, because you can just put them wherever you want. What we used really the most was our internet, all the stuff that has to run our internet. Because even though the electricity's out, the internet was still up, but you have to be able to power all of the things in your house. You can just take a battery bank, put it in the place where your internet equipment is, plug it all in, and you're good to go. The smaller battery banks, though, they would run it for like 6-7 hours, then you'd have to swap them out and things like that. So there was definitely some work to it, but it was super easy just throwing a battery bank somewhere and having it power what you needed to power. Now that being said, the battery bank I want to talk about today is the upgrade that we have around here, and that is the Allpowers 2500 watt, and that's this guy right here. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, this is the 2500 watt. That's a lot, but it can also surge up to 4,000 watts, which is also pretty crazy. There are a lot of connections on here. So we've got USB-C connections right here. We've got USB-A connections right here, 18 watt and 12 watt. So 100 watt USB-C, 12 watt USB-A, 18 watt USB-A. Over here, we've got DC input for like a cigarette lighter type charge. And then we've got 12 volt, 10 amp plugs right there. We've got 4 of your standard plugs. And then check this out. This is what I'm excited about. We've got a 30 amp RV plug. Now it does max at 20 amps, so you can't push it to that full 30 amp like the standard RV plug, but you can run a lot of things on 20 amps. This is a pure sine wave, so it is a good solid connection for electricity. And what is amazing about this guy that I can't do with my other one, I can have it plugged in and charging while also charging, like powering a load from the battery bank. My small one, we wanted to do that with our little refrigerator, freezer, ice cooler. But as soon as you had it bringing in power and providing power at the same time, it would just turn off. So I love the fact that I can actually charge and have a load on this battery backup at the same exact time, which means I can use it like an uninterrupted power supply. I can have it plugged in and just powering items, and the second we lose power, it kicks on to battery and it just starts running off of battery. So there's a couple things I want to try. But first, let me show you the 400 watt solar panel that came with the Allpowers 2500 watt battery backup. And this solar panel is massive. It's no joke. All right, I have got the solar panel array stretched out over here on these chairs because it is massive. I mean, it's huge. There's 6 panels all kind of woven together that fold up on top of themselves. Collecting eggs?
I think one of our new chickens is starting to lay. It's a little egg.
One of the new chickens, or the little chickens is laying?
Yeah, one of our newer.
In the baby section.
In the baby section.
Nice.
I don't think she's a baby anymore.
Is it, what color is it? Oh, very cool.
Just tiny in comparison, like, you know, they're kind of a new layer when their eggs are
Yeah, a little like that.
smaller.
Oh, that's
What if
cool.
it was a beaker egg?
Beaker egg? Maybe so.
Maybe it's a beaker. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
No, this beaker, has it been long enough? How long have we had beaker?
That's a really good question.
I need to go back and do the math.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Where's your egg bag?
I have no idea.
Did the storm blow it away?
Since the hurricane, I cannot find my bag.
Interesting. Maybe it's in the garden somewhere.
I cleaned up this mat because someone accidentally crushed an egg on it.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Busted egg.
We don't want to smell that in the coop.
Nope. Clean mats.
So, these 6 panels fold up, and I'll show you what they look like folded up. So it actually does fold up to the size of just one, and on the back you've got your pouch for cables, similar to my other solar panel array, my small one, and it is standard solar power connectors. So I can actually, if I wanted to, I can connect my two panel array to this 6 panel array and have all 8 panels running if I wanted to really try and get as much power from the sun to charge the battery back up as I could. I could have all 8 running together, but yeah, it's pretty hefty, but it is nice that it's got the handle and the little clasps that hold it in place. So that's the solar panel array. On this side of the battery bank, you lift this up, you've got your AC input to plug it in, you've got your fuse reset right here, and here you can plug the solar panels into it. You can also plug the 12-volt car charger into it. And if we come around over to this side, this is pretty crazy too, and I would love to try this out one day. But you can expand this. You can stack another one with it and plug it in right here and run them simultaneously as if it's one huge battery bank. So that is pretty amazing. But let's put this thing to the test, and I'm actually going to give it a pretty big test, I think. This is the initial turn on of everything in the RV except for the water pump, water heater, and air conditioner. So this is essentially the boot up of everything, just like it would be if we plugged in somewhere at an RV campground or here at home. And you can see the initial turn on has like a big jolt of everything. The refrigerator, all of that stuff is turning on, but it slowly goes down as everything is just in running mode. And as it goes down, the hours, the runtime hours, which is at 8 right now, climbs because we're not using very much. I've already tested this guy with the running the internet equipment that we have, and I want to say full with all the internet equipment plugged in, including the security camera system, it was 18 hours just by itself, just running for 18 hours straight. But if we were to plug that solar panel with the charging from the sun while it's running the network equipment, I would not have to do anything with it. It's literally just set it and forget it. But this thing has an RV plug. So let's see what we can power with the RV. I don't think we're gonna be able to run all the things in the RV and the AC unit. just because it does cap it at 20 amps, but I imagine I'll be able to run pretty much everything else in there. Let's check it out. Okay, RV is plugged in. Let's head inside. Okay. Battery's on. Lights. Let's see. Refrigerator, freezer, all running. All right. Now let's do just the fan. Wow. Okay. Let's turn all the lights on. And we'll turn on the water pump. And the water heater's gas, so we don't have to worry about that. All right. Everything is powered on. So we're running the fan, and we're running all the lights and the refrigerator and the water pump, all the things, except for AC, just fan. Let's go take a look and see basically how long we could run this. So about 3 hours. Which is crazy because we're only using 517 watts. The entire RV running with everything on, including the fan and water pump and everything, and getting 3 hours out of it is pretty awesome. Now I'm going to hold this button right here to Bluetooth, to turn the Bluetooth on, because I can pull this up and monitor it on my phone. So it says press DC button, 3 seconds for on and off Bluetooth. There we go. Bluetooth is on. Okay, we are inside the app. We are looking at everything that's running on it, what's turned on. We do not need Type-C USB, so we can turn that off. Just running the main plugs. 525 watts. Work mode is standard. Fast. There's eco. Shutdown. This is actually pretty cool. It is exactly, so it's showing 524 to 25, exactly the same wattage on the app as it is on the screen. So we can keep track of all of this right here on our phone. Even how much the input is coming in, which right now it's not plugged into anything. Okay, and now for the final test. The thing that my other battery backup, my mom's battery backups, or battery banks will not do. Can we charge it and use it at the exact same time? Input and output simultaneously. That's key, because that's what we really want to be able to do. Hook the solar panels up to this thing and run the RV, run equipment, whatever it may be. That's what we really want to do. So let's give it a try. Dehumidifier running. We do have 68 watts output, so the output is showing up. 379 coming in from the AC power. So now we'll be able to simulate a power outage a lot easier, because we'll be able to hear this thing turn off. So let's see. Power goes out. Never stopped. It never stopped running. It swapped straight to power and never stopped running, and this dehumidifier will run for 16 hours. That is amazing. All right, power comes back on. Does it stop? Nope. Continuous. Power goes off, power goes on. This thing never stops running. That is awesome. That is awesome. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to use the Allpowers 2500 watt as a uninterrupted battery supply when we're not in an emergency mode inside the barn here, because I'm going to have equipment running in here. Specifically, let me turn the slide on. Specifically right here in this corner where all the network equipment is going to go. I'm gonna put the Allpowers right there because it's so quiet and also powerful. That way, in the event that we lose power in the house or here in the barn, for like temporary power, just glitches, brownouts, things like that, all of our networking stuff out here in the barn is not going to be affected. I already have a battery backup inside the house, so not really worried about that. But that is not all we have done to prepare. Over here at the house, we had our electrician plug in or set up a plug for us. It's essentially like a whole home type generator plug, but it's for the barn. So it's not going to power the house. This is where the electricity for the barn comes underground to right here where it goes in. But the cool thing about that plug is right there is that we can flip the breaker to the house. You can't have them running at the same time. There's like a safety protection, but you flip the breaker to the house, which allows you to turn the power on to where a generator would plug in. Plug our generator in, the same one we've had since Harvey, and it will run the entire barn. So now in the event, plus I got my mom's extra generator up and running during the hurricane. So we've got one generator for the well house, and we'll have a generator that will run the entire barn. Because you got to remember, this barn does not really use hardly any electricity. There's nothing heavy duty in it. There's two small mini splits. These things are super energy efficient. And then the other thing that you would imagine would use a lot of electricity would be the water heater. And the water heater is the small EcoSmart tankless, and it does not use very much electricity. So the plan would be, even though we don't have a whole home generator, essentially with our electricians wiring in that plug for our generator to power the barn, we have a whole barn generator, kind of. So if we were to put the extra generator that we have on the well house and then our generator powering the barn, we would have AC, hot water, showers, just an extra space right here next to the RV. So that's two like fully enclosed spaces that you would be able to just have everything that you would need, really. So that's pretty exciting. So we've got a lot of cool plans, but like, I say cool, but in the event of an emergency, we've got some things now. We're more prepared than we were before. And I'm super excited about putting this guy to work even more. Like, I am still blown away that I can run the RV for 3 hours straight without the solar panels hooked up at all. And with the solar panels, I have no idea. Imagine I'm gonna get a really good amount of length out of it as long as the solar panels are in direct sunlight, because we were using 500 and something watts with running the entire RV, and we'd be charging close to 400 in direct sunlight with the solar panels. But yeah, that is exciting. Having a battery bank that will run the RV. Crazy. And you can chain multiple ones together. So I mean, if we really wanted to, we could take this a lot further and we could stack another one of these Allpowers 2500 watt battery banks with it and have this massive battery bank. So super cool, super excited. But yeah, so that's it. I'll put a link in the description if you want to pick one of these guys up. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
On the Denman homestead, where the sun sets golden in the west, we live in harmony with nature, doing what we love best. From the garden to the kitchen, and the bees inside their hive. On the Denman homestead, come along and plant, nourish, thrive.